You clicked this because somewhere deep down you already know. The version of yourself you show the world isn't really you. But here's what nobody tells you. The problem was never your personality. The problem is that you've been so busy managing your personality that your actual personality never had a single chance to show up. And I'm going to show you something by the end of this that will make you realize every socially confident person you've ever admired was never doing what you think they were doing. Stay with me. You know what's actually exhausting? Not being around people, not talking to people, pretending around them. Every single sentence gets reviewed before it leaves your mouth. Was that weird? Did I sound stupid? What if they think less of me? And while that entire courtroom is running inside your head, the real you never even gets called to the stand. But that's not even the worst part. The worst part is, you think this is just how you are. You think other people don't feel this. You think confident people were just born differently. And that belief right there is exactly what keeps the trap locked. Because here's what's actually happening inside you. And this is the part most people never figure out. The longer you overthink your personality, the more you lose access to it. What starts as self-protection slowly becomes self-erasure. You stop saying what you feel and start saying what feels safe. But over time, quietly, invisibly, people stop knowing you. They know your filter. They know your edited version. They know the you that passed the internal approval process before being allowed to speak. And that's why some people feel completely invisible even inside a room full of friends. Not because nobody cares, but because nobody has ever actually met them. The mask got there first, and it never left. Now here's the plot twist, and this one is going to bother you a little. The people you look at and think they're just naturally confident, naturally charismatic, naturally magnetic, most of them are not smarter than you, not more interesting than you, not more gifted socially than you, but they stopped doing one specific thing that you are still doing every single day. They stopped watching themselves. That's the entire gap. Not personality, not skill, not some trait you were born without, just the watching, the constant internal surveillance of your own behavior. And here's what real confidence actually is, God, because this is not what most people think. Real confidence is not, I know everyone will like me. Real confidence is, I have stopped trying to manage what everyone thinks of me. And the second that decision gets made, your personality doesn't improve, it reappears. Think about the last time you felt completely natural around someone. No filter, no performance, no mental checklist running in the background. What made that possible? You weren't trying harder. You forgot to try at all. Your attention moved out of your own head and into the actual moment. And suddenly, without doing a single thing differently, you became interesting. You became funny. You became the kind of person people genuinely want to keep talking to, not because you improved, but because you got out of your own way. Here's the simplest proof that overthinking breaks your personality. Try this right now. Think about every muscle you're using to sit where you are. Think about your fingers, your jaw, your shoulders, your breathing. Feels unnatural immediately, right? That's your personality under self-monitoring. The moment your attention turns inward, the natural, effortless version of you locks up completely. You start moving awkwardly through conversations the exact same way you'd walk awkwardly if you consciously thought about every single step. Your personality was never designed to be manually operated. It runs on autopilot. And every single time you try to take control of it, you break it. So what actually fixes this? Permanently. Not just for a day. Stop trying to build a better personality. Because the entire premise is wrong. You don't need a better personality. You need to stop suffocating the one you already have. Every time you copy someone else's confidence, engineer a more likable version of yourself, study someone else's humor, you move further from what people actually connect to. But what people connect to is never impressive. It's real, and real is never built. It's uncovered. Change what you're trying to accomplish inside conversations. Right now, your hidden goal every time you talk to someone is, don't mess this up. Come across well. Don't seem weird. And that goal alone is the source of every ounce of pressure you feel socially. Replace it with one thing. Just be here. Not perform well. Not impress anyone. Just actually exist in the moment in front of you. Because the moment you stop trying to succeed socially, you actually start to. And let people misunderstand you sometimes. Don't correct it. You have been working a second full-time job trying to make sure every person sees you correctly, understands you correctly, judges you correctly. But that job has no finish line. There is always another impression to manage, another perception to fix, another person to convince. The moment you put that job down, you feel lighter. You speak more freely. You stop editing yourself mid-sentence. And ironically, people finally understand you better because they're hearing you, not your filter. Here's what life looks like on the other side of this shift. And I want you to actually picture this. You leave a social situation, and you're not exhausted. You don't spend the next 2 hours replaying what you said looking for the mistakes. You stop waking up at 2 a.m., reconstructing a conversation from 3 days ago. And people, slowly, noticeably, start responding to you differently. Not because you learned a trick, not because you became more charismatic, but because they can finally feel a real person in the conversation with them. That's what people actually connect to. Not your best version, not your most polished version, but your real one, the one that has been locked behind the performance this whole time. So next time you feel that familiar pull, the urge to check yourself, monitor yourself, manage yourself around people, ask just one thing. Am I in this moment right now? Or am I watching myself be in this moment? Because your personality was never the problem. It was never missing, never broken, never not enough. It was just buried. Under years of watching, and editing, and performing, and protecting. Stop the performance and people won't just like you more. They'll finally meet you. Save this. Because the next time you're standing outside a room full of people, overthinking whether to even walk in, you'll want to remember exactly this.